What are the traits of a priestess or a priest? How can you tell that you may have been a priestess in different lifetimes, and what does it even mean to be a priestess? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sylvia Salow, and I help lightworkers, starseed, priestesses to remember who they are and to step into their highest potential. And I do so inside of my mystery School of Remembrance, where I take people through different levels of consciousness and spiritual evolution and help them develop their gifts and step into their power. And one of those levels of my mystery school is priestess healing. And inside of it, I have guided many beautiful priestesses and have worked with them intimately on the soul level. And I want to share my experience of what are the signs of a priestess and what does it mean to me. So a priestess is someone who has had incarnations as a priestess in different lifetimes. Now, if you've been a priestess, the way I understand it, you have had many lifetimes as a priestess, not just a single lifetime. So it's more like a soul job. Your soul travels through different planets and dimensions and lifetimes to serve as a priestess. In each incarnation, it looks different depending on the time, but the nature of what you do as a priestess remains the same. This is the kind of priestesses that I work with inside of my mystery School of Remembrance. But we can understand priestesses also in a broader sense. So back in ancient times, in temples, there would be many workers helping in the temple. Some could be recording how many candles were burned on the day and how many we still have to order. So it was like a bookkeeping, if you will. There were many other people who were cooking and cleaning and maintaining the temple. And so those people would also feel strongly connected to the divine, to temples, and to being a priest or a priestess. And then there are also many women who are awakening to their divine feminine energy. And those women may resonate with being a priestess without having previous incarnations as a priestess. So as you can see, there are like different levels of priestesses, and all of them are valid, all of them are important. If you feel that the word priestess resonates with you, there is a reason. Your soul is expanding somehow through you embodying your priestess energy, and maybe it's just a chapter of your life. Maybe it's something that you are here to explore just for a couple of years and then let it go. Maybe it's something that your soul has been doing for lifetimes, and so you naturally continue in this life as well, and embodying your priestess energy helps you to truly channel this energy into your life correctly and step into your highest potential. So there are different flavors and levels. And I really believe that if you feel any resonance with the word priestess, it's worth exploring it. There is something there for you that's going to grow you. Now, priestesses, they always have been very independent women. In ancient times, where perhaps normally women needed to ask permission from their fathers, brothers, husbands, priestesses were able to travel freely. They were usually financed by the temple. And they could travel to a different temple to further their education or do something else. They had a great degree of independence. And this is truly important for priestesses, because as a priestess, you are kind of like a woman unto yourself. Like you are here as a priestess to truly channel divine energy. This is the most important sign and trait of a priestess. You are here to be the vessel between the earth and the divine realms. You are able to literally tap into the divine energy, to feel it in your body, in your being, and you are able to channel it into your life. And it's something that comes naturally to you. Perhaps since you were a little girl, you always felt that you can tap into the divine energy, and this is where you feel at home, at peace. So a priestess is someone who is channeling this higher divine energy onto the earth and bringing it to people. A beautiful example could be temple dancers. So these would be the type of priestesses who were beautifying and elevating other people through dance and maybe different forms of arts. And when those priestesses dance and people watch them, they embody the goddess or whatever divine energy they were devoted to. And they make people feel the energy. And this is so important because you don't have to use words anymore. You can just elevate the space around you and embody it. And it all comes from your relationship to the divine. You take people to watch you in the real time as you are communing with the divine, and you channel it through you. It can be through dance, through art, through written word. It can be through teaching, healing. It can take many different forms. But what is important there, that in your heart you are communing with the divine. You are fully there, you are tapped into those higher dimensions. And there's this beautiful divine energy flowing through you, and other people can feel it, and you as well. This is what's nurturing you, and this is something that's sacred for you. You want this more than anything else. It's your highest priority in life to maintain this connection, because if you don't have it, then you feel like there's something really off and wrong with your life. You just cannot live without a connection to the divine. And so this is the first very clear trait of a priestess. The second clear trait is that priestesses have the gift of clairvision. As I have mentioned, I have worked and guided many priestesses inside of my mystery School of Remembrance, and all of them have very clear gift, spiritual gift of seeing. So they have those profound dreams where they can perhaps see into the future or even into the past. Their dreams inform them about what they need to do in their life or what they should be aware of. And it may include them or people they know. They also can easily visualize things. They work with their imagination and visualization. Things come to them through the visual aspect. And they also receive visions. And so this ability to literally see into those other realms is the strongest. It's not their only gift though, but this one is the foundation. So if you have this gift of a clear vision, and it's something that's been there for you naturally, and of course in time it develops, but it's always been there, then it may be the sign that you are a priestess. The third trait of a priestess is spiritual gifts. The priestess is the home of spiritual gifts. This is that aspect of you where you tap into those gifts and psychic abilities, intuition. The priestess is the symbol of spiritual gifts, and this applies to everyone. So anyone who is truly tapping into their spiritual gifts has some kind of like alignment with that priestess energy. And usually priestesses would have many gifts. As I mentioned, clairvision is the strongest one. But of course, you have many other gifts. You can feel the energy very clearly. You perhaps find out that you truly manifest through spoken word. And so you are an enchantress of word. You notice that your energy has an impact on the people in your life, and that you can elevate any room where you enter. These are also forms of spiritual gifts, and they all come from that priestess energy, because she is again the vessel between the divine and earthly realms. The next trait of a priestess is that her strongest yearning is to remember her power. All priestesses are leaders, and they all have very strong desire to fully embody their soul power. And now what it means to me is that you fully align yourself with your soul, with the divine will, and you act on your intuition. You are fully in your power. And so if there is something that you know you are guided to do in your life, you do it even though it's difficult. You take aligned action. Again, you listen to the divine energy. It guides your steps. And when you are aligned with your own soul power, the spiritual energy can flow through your subtle bodies and then into your chakras and into your physical world. So when you are in your power, you are able to translate who you are on the inside in your highest form into your reality. And it may look like, if you are in your power, that there is lots of ego involved, but it's actually the opposite. There is no ego anymore in that state. It's just a pure energy flowing through you. Because you don't get in the way to that divine will and your soul guiding you. You act on whatever it is that you feel and know that you need to act on. And yes, most of those dreams are scary. Most of those things take you so much beyond your comfort zone. And still, you show up. And so for priestesses, one of the deepest yearnings is to truly remember their power, to step into it. And it's this fierce leadership, which is connected to the divine energy, and yet you are able to fully express your inner world into the external world. The next trait of a priestess is that she has a big vision, a big dream. She has always had it. And so it doesn't matter what you've been through in your life. It doesn't matter how many years you took like break from following your soul. It doesn't matter. There has always been this big vision, big dream for your lifetime. You perhaps see yourself doing something with your gifts, helping other people, and it's always been there, and it always guides you, calls you, and you are gradually embodying that energy. You are stepping into it. Even if it takes decades, it's okay, but you are still committed to that vision. It keeps calling you in your heart and soul, because this is what you are here to embody. This is what you are here to act on. And so your visions are bold and big, and it can even feel scary to you, because you may be asking yourself, how can I embody this energy? How can I step into it? How can I align with my power so that I can act on my highest vision? And that's exactly what you are here to do. The journey isn't easy. If it was, everyone would do it. But you know deep in your heart that you do have to act on it eventually. And gradually, it's okay, you can take your time. But you always stay committed to that vision, which is very clear. And it's calling you from the depth of you. The next trait of a priestess is leadership. As I mentioned, a priestess is always a leader. She's also a starseed, by the way. So you would have all those energies encoded within your soul. It's already there. And so a priestess is always called to step into her leadership, and she leads through her embodiment. So she becomes it, she becomes her soul, she embodies her soul, and this is something that inspires and heals and help other people remember. And so leadership calls you. It's usually not something that you are thinking like, oh, I would like to be a leader one day, No, actually it's something that feels very scary to you. Because deep down you know that you eventually have to step into some form of leadership. And leadership is calling you. And you maybe feel like, I just want to take it easy in this lifetime or whatever. I don't want to do all those things. But everything in your life is somehow pushing you, moving you in the direction of leadership. And so a priestess is always a leader. There are different forms of leadership. In my other program inside of Mystery School of Remembrance called Spiritual Leadership, we work on helping you to find your own natural way of leadership. For instance, priestesses who are the oracle, they are a little bit behind the scenes. So it's not that kind of leadership which is so visible. But the oracle has tremendous power, because back then in ancient times, she would advise the kings, the pharaohs, to make moves. They would come to see the oracle and ask for guidance. And as she would divine and see into potential timelines, and she would see what is in alignment with the divine will, she would give her advice. And then the king or pharaoh very likely would actually end up acting on it. So imagine what kind of power it is. It's like it's behind the scenes. Normal people wouldn't come in contact with the oracle. And yet everyone could feel the consequences of her advice. Then there were priestesses who were born to be like in the forefront, who were the teachers, who were supposed to engage with the masses, teach them, educate them, guide them, helping them to remember. And there's many flavors in between. So it's more about like aligning with your style of leadership that is native to your soul. You never have to push yourself to do something that's not natural. And yet at the same time, as I said, this energy is calling you. So it will make you go beyond your comfort zone. But if you are truthful to yourself, you know that this is what you actually deep down desire. And it actually is natural. You just have this bunch of fears, right, that you have to work through to be able to allow yourself to embody it. And the last trait of a priestess is that she grows mostly through her relationships. And this is true when it comes to family relationships, friendships, and definitely romantic relationships. This is where she learns the most, and these usually are the most challenging experiences for her. And the reason for it is that a priestess is connected to Venus. Her heart chakra is so governed by the Venusian energy. And she is supposed to basically eventually liberate her heart chakra fully, so she can become that unconditional love. But to get to that state, you have to go through all kinds of relationships. When I work with my priestesses, we also go to different lifetimes. And I've seen over and over again the same theme for all those priestesses. There is some kind of like strange entanglement romantically with someone with whom you feel very magnetic, strong energy between you and them. You feel very attracted to them on every level, and it feels like it's coming from the soul. It feels like he is the one. You can only be with him. But there is a lot more layers to it. It's actually what's tying your heart and what's actually coming from the illusions oftentimes and from the ego. Now this topic is huge and I don't have like space to go into it here. But just if this has happened to you, listen truly to your intuition. You may think that your intuition tells you to be with someone, but actually it may come from the ego in the end. So once you liberate yourself from this energy, which is connected to that 4D, you are able to go into 5D and higher, and you are able to channel the energy of your heart into creativity, into your purpose, into your potential, and into your service and leadership. And then your relationships, they transform. They become much lighter, more beautiful, more fulfilling. There is more love. And I know this sounds maybe like you would like to know more or something. It's a huge, big topic actually. This is one of the also key signs of priestesses. They have this strange entanglement with certain souls and it transpires through those relationships. And if you have it, just truly try to come back and heal your heart chakra, come back to yourself. And if you want to learn more, you are welcome in my Mystery School of Remembrance in Priestess Healing. And let me know now in the comments below. I want to hear who is feeling like you may have been a priestess in different lifetimes. Or is it just something that's like resonating with you and you are not sure, but you feel it's expanding you and helps you to tap into your divine feminine energy? Please let me know in the comments below. I'm really curious to hear from you. And if you like this video, please share, like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I see you next time.